everyone. So, welcome back to the second section of an interesting episode with Anindya, who heads marketing for Z Media. Um, I will suggest that we will be doing certain follow-up questions on the questions which were asked in episode 1. While we continue the discussion, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Harpreet. I host Marketing Demystified. And today we have a very special guest. His name is Anindya. He heads marketing for Z Media. Anindya, a quick introduction from you would help.
Thanks, Harpreet. Happy to be here on this. Uh, I had marketing for Z Media, which actually means that I'm taking care of about 18 news channels, TV news channels for Z Media, and approximately 34 digital assets, which includes websites, apps, and YouTube and other social channels. I have an experience of about 25 odd years in marketing. I had the opportunity to work with some of the best brands like Shell and ExxonMobil. I also had the chance to work with some greenfield projects also. And largely in earlier years, it was largely automobile and FMCD. Thank you so much, Apreet.
Sure, thanks, Anindya. So we carry the discussion forward. So in the last section, we looked at what are some of the KPIs, how is the marketing team structured, what is a good marketing budget in your industry, what are the main activities which you take care of in your current role, and what were some of the campaigns which you liked in your marketing career. Um, so, what are some of the key challenges in your industry? In the last section, we did discuss that with the dwindling consumer attention and with the consumer being spoiled for so many choices, uh, what are some of the key challenges in your industry?
Oh, that's a great question. See, news, if you look at in isolation, news is more like a commodity. News can be consumed by the audience through various sources. I mean, today, even the notifications serve you news. You can get news from Facebook, YouTube, so many social media channels. You get news from newspapers. You get news from WhatsApp, and you get news from websites as well as the TV news channels. At an industry level, what I'm trying to say is that today, if you talk about the biggest challenge is that, as I initially said, news is news. So for a common audience or a common user, what happens is there is credibility either across all the platforms, or there is a feeling of mistrust across all the platforms. So whether he has consumed this news from WhatsApp, or whether he has seen
Consumed it from
news on one of the most reputed news channel, which has invested crores of rupee in ensuring, who is sending reporters in war zones, spending money on studios and spending money in everything, creating the entire paraphernalia. For him, it is same, and I'm not holding him or her responsible, because that's how all of us, as human being, react to.
Yes, especially to add to that, what you just said, Ananda, there is so much of fake news happening, right? I mean, there is some news, and plus there is polarity of channels. Somebody will be inclined towards the right wing, somebody would be inclined towards the left wing, somebody would be extremist, somebody would be radical, somebody would be politically motivated, somebody is linked to some particular industry group. So we actually, as consumers, we don't know which channel. In fact, I myself am subscribed to 5 channels just to get a balanced view of what is happening.
That's true. That's very, very true. Because it's quite a fuzzy thing, in terms of, from a point of view of an audience. It's quite a fuzzy thing, and it becomes very, very difficult for him. And that is what makes job of a marketeer for a news media organization all the more difficult. That how do you ensure that there is a lot of credibility and trust is not only created day by day, but also, how do you increase this? So one is the retention part, And the other part, which is more, kind of tough, is how do you create more audience who trust in you? I'm taking little break here in terms of telling you that I take great pride. Z News in I just remember about 2 years back there was a research, and we got the award, which was like we were the most trusted Hindi news TV channel, and that is what we then finally we talked about. So there's been an ongoing banter on these ranking and bug ranking versus this that, and everybody has been talking about. There's been a lot of noise around it. So we simply said that trust is greater than TRP. Because end of the day it is audience trust in a brand, which is a testament rather than any other ranking.
Yes.
And that is what should matter to any other news brand. Here I'm not talking about it as a marketing head for Z Media, but I'm saying that if you are able to win the trust of people, that should be your paramount objective, because you are in news business, you are in information business. What you are taking to them is something they are going to believe in, and it is actually it's kind of a formative thing for them in creating value system, in creating the understanding, developing the responses from them towards so many things in this world.
Plus, I think there is a societal responsibility also, right? I
Exactly.
mean, anything which media flares up can lead to communal disharmony. It can lead to a different kind of environment in the nation, in the society. So I think it's a social responsibility as well.
Sure, sure.
Great, great. So, how do you keep yourself updated on marketing in your industry?
Frankly, Harpreet, I don't need to, because once you are there in news business, everything actually keeps on coming to you in some
And
or
then you
the
need
other
to
form.
filter, and then you need to filter out.
In fact, I am overburdened by this information flow. I really have to be selective about what I have to really, read, what I don't have to.
Right.
So
So, are you
updation,
using? Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
updation is not a challenge as such. But yes, there are certain very, I would say, there are conscious efforts. So I kind of read, I go to those authors, or I listen to those podcasts to know more about it, to get into details, to understand the other POV also, so that when you are more informed, you have kind of learned about perspectives of many people about the same subject, or
Great.
what is happening new happening in the industry. So these things, yeah.
Are you using any marketing related tools to ease your work? Any tools which you are using? And this is purely from Martech perspective.
Yeah, so we are actually using a lot of tools. I would not mention the brand names over here in this,
Discussion.
conversation. However, we are using tools which help us in social media listening. So, social media listening tools we are using. We are also using, tools which gives us visibility, especially for our digital ecosystem, what is happening on YouTube, what is happening on Facebook. Again, there's sort of a net promoter score that I need to kind of take it forward, because on digital landscape, it's a two-way dialogue. So people express their satisfaction or happiness and vice versa also. So that gives us a picture. This also gives us information in terms of how my content is being taken up, whether it is being liked or disliked. We have also used a very interactive mechanism, which happened on the TV news in India for the first time, where an audience can actually vote. So it's a tool which is integrated with the news channel, and audience can actually go to a particular number and cast their vote. So this can be used as advertising tool also. Otherwise, this can be used as a research tool also. It can also help in creating a lot of opinion polls as well.
Great, great. So, any three trends which you would like the audience to watch out for in media industry, in marketing?
Can you again?
Any 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 trends to watch out for in marketing in media industry specifically for next 2 to 3 years?
So I would say currently, if you talk about, and I'm saying this more from point of view of digital, that if you look at it currently, the routing of all the digital advertising almost happens with the two major players, that is Google and Meta. I won't say that, they own the entire 80% of the advertising domain per se, but yeah, they are the first people in terms of getting it routed through them. Uh, but if you see the way, and I'm so proud about the fact that our Indian brands have created such a great infra, and the way they are innovating and they are creating their platforms. Here I won't restrain myself from not taking the name of brand like a Phone Pay or a Paytm or a one
Bharat
MB
Pay or
or
RuPay.
Bharat Pay. I'm not talking about only payment. You talk about Mintra app, you talk about, there are so many apps.
Geo itself is doing so much of
Correct,
work.
correct, correct. So one is that, this dependence on these two big global bigs, biggies are going to be reduced in times to come. In next 2 years, I think we will see a lot of contribution from Indian players, more than, so I won't give it a number, I won't assign a number, but definitely it's not going to remain at 80% for sure. It will come down. Second is content. I think for last 15 years, everybody has been saying that content is the king. I think what is going to happen is that it is not no more going to be just about the quality of content, but the way you consume it is also going to change. It will bring a paradigm shift. When I say how do you consume, I'm talking largely about the AR, the VR, the metaverse, that how people have been consuming, because that content would be content is basically as an experience, and technology, the way technology is going to influence this experience is going to be phenomenal. Good, bad, I don't know, whether it is good or whether it is bad. I'm nobody to comment on that. But yes, it is going to happen. So these are my 2 cents, which is
On the future
likely to
trends.
happen in near future. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Anindya. So that brings us to the end of section 2. In the next section, we will have quick bites from Anindya as to what are his takes on some nuances of marketing fun facts. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you.